Are we live? Yes.
Yes.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Job and the Librarians. This is season 3, episode 1. I'm super excited about this show for this year. There's a lot of new things that we're going to be doing within the show. For those of you guys who don't know me, my name is Erica. I am a young adult librarian, and we have a new co host, which I'm super excited about. She is so sweet. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you guys, and I'm going to tell you all about the changes and the different things that we're going to be doing for the year.
Hi, guys. My name is Kim. I live in Connecticut and I work at an Urban 3 branch library. I'm the head of children's and teen librarian. I've been a librarian for 6 years and a reader for just about ever. And Erica was kind enough to, let me do this with her, even though we are in two completely different time zones. So I'm excited. I'm gonna let you lead, and I'm here to follow. And I'm excited to do this and meet some new people.
Cool. So one of the things that we were trying to do different this year, previous years we would always pick a book of the month and then we would talk about it, discuss it, all that good stuff. But this year we wanted to try something different. For this month, we just want to talk about our favorite books, TBRs, anticipated reads, all of that jazz and stuff. And also, since we're both librarians, we want to have a month where we talk about library programming and how to help librarians and things like that. And then we still will have months where we read a book and discuss it, but it won't be every month like how we did in the past. Another thing that I am super excited about is that we now have our own podcast, which is amazing. We tried it in the past, but this is like legit. This is very legit. And I'm so thankful for Abel for hosting us on his network. And I will have all of his information linked in the description box down below, as well as the website. You can listen to the podcast on iTunes or any other platform that you use for your podcast. I use Spotify, and there's also a ton of other different networks or podcasts under his network that you can listen to. I binge listened to one of the show called Showrunners. Like, it's based off TV shows, and I'm a TV show addict, so you guys will love it. I really think that you all will love this show this year. It's new things, new hosts, new everything. It's gonna be amazing. I promise you guys. So, like I said, for this month, just gonna do like a reintroduction of myself, and we're just gonna talk about books in general, things that we like, what we're waiting on, what we're currently reading, and all that jazz. So, you want to start, or you want me to go ahead and get it?
You go ahead. I,
Okay.
I actually really am excited to hear what you're excited about.
Okay. So right now, I guess I'll start what I'm currently reading, and this stemmed from Lee Bardugo's announcement from Netflix that they're going to make her adaptation, her Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdoms and the Grishaverse, the whole Grishaverse trilogy, into a Netflix TV show. I have binge listened to that whole thing in like a week. It's so good, and
God.
what I like about it is that it's based off Russia, and so the narrator, when those little words come up that I know I can't pronounce, she says it, and I get this whole different experience when she's like talking to it, and I'm like, okay, this is yeah, I love it, and like I'm like a huge villain fan, regardless if it's like the crazy villain or like the misunderstood ones. I'm a villain. I love villains, and I am so for the Darkland in this.
Oh
So that's what
God.
I have been listening to, and I have King of Scars on pre-order. So that's what I've been like binging as of right now, back and forth. So what are you currently reading?
So I don't know if you've heard of the website Forever Young Adult. It's like this really big thing, and they talk about like young adult books and book to movie adaptations, and it's all for like adults who like that stuff, and they're not ashamed of it, and they don't have the excuse of being teen librarians like us. So I actually run a chapter of that here in Connecticut, which is really exciting. So I'm actually reading our next book club book, which is on Sunday, and I definitely started this book like this morning. So I'm a little behind, but it's okay. So I actually have the book. So we're reading Million Junes by Emily Henry, and it's pretty good so far. Um, It's got like a little bit of a Romeo and Juliet, two opposing families kind of vibe. I think there might be a little bit of magic somewhere because someone's obsessed with their cherry tree. I don't know what that's all about. But I literally read everything. And when I say everything, I mean it. The only book that I tend to say that I don't like is historical fiction, but that's not true because every time I read a historical fiction book, I love it. So I really got to stop saying that. But I've got like a whole list of stuff I'm trying to read, but the one that I'm ready for after I finish this book club book is The Wicked King by Holly Black. I am ready. I am ready. The same book club read The Cruel Prince. So I was way late to the game, but we read The Cruel Prince. I audiobooked it. And I'm in my car like, what? What is this? And the roads where I drive are really thin, and I'm like trying to watch out for cars. I fell over myself for The Cruel Prince. And The Wicked got that too. And I'm ready. I gotta finish this book first. But after Sunday, it's nothing but me and the Wicked King. I'm ready.
Oh my goodness.
Ready to.
I own The Cruel Prince. I got it. I was gifted for Christmas and I have not started it, but I see so many updates and things for The Wicked King. What is The Wicked King? That's right. That's the name of it. Okay. I see so many updates on it. I
Yep.
see so many people talking about it. So many people
Yep.
saying, "Oh my god, please somebody contact me because I have to talk about this book." And I think I'm not sure, but I think it has one of my favorite tropes, enemies to lovers. Is that true? Cause like that's like
Yes. There's much. I mean, well, like slightly less enemies than before, and a whole lot less enemies than before. But we're all ready to picture like a little brush death.
okay. I think it's cool now. Okay, go back ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't know what was happening. It's like technical difficulties right now.
Yeah, I saw something too. I think I'm good.
I don't know. It keeps. It's okay, cause like this happens, so we're just gonna deal with it.
It does. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so cause it kept going in and out. So it
It'll
is
fix
like
itself.
enemies to lovers type of thing.
Yes. Yes. It
Okay.
is. It's I think there's the like lovers part I think is going to happen in The Wicked King. That's my hope.
Oh my goodness. I love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. I need to read it. Like, and I think I have it on Audible too, because I use Audible in script. And I think I want to listen to it as well. Cause I have never listened to this many books ever. And I've been listening to them like crazy.
It's really good audio book. They have a reader for it, so if you do like audiobooks, I really suggest them
Yeah.
for
I
this
can't wait.
particular one.
I can't wait. Oh my goodness, I can't wait. Can't wait. I need to finish this Grisha one first and then I'm gonna get to it. I've been what did I wanna have I listened to? I listened to crap. I can't even think of the name of it. I've been doing a lot of The Kiss Thief by LJ Shin. She is a new adult author and it's about the mafia. and I love anything dealing with the mafia. Like that, The Godfather's like one of my favorite movies ever, like ever. And that one was really good too.
I've never even heard of it, but I'm going to. And you know what? I have not read a single Lee Bardugo, and every time I'm like, Miss Kim, and I'm like, no, I feel like I'm crushing
You haven't read what now?
because I've never read a single, not one series, not one. Very, very behind. Bardugo
Oh,
of them. I
yes, you need
what
to
is
read
she's
them.
like them.
It's kind of like with Sarah J. Maas. Like
I'm going to put
it's like everybody has read those. You either hate it, or, and you either love it, or you either hate it. And it's just so many. And oh my god, I love it so much. And I still have to read Kingdom of Ash. That came out last year. I still have to read that one, but I am waiting for May to get here so I can get the next book in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. I love me some Reason so much, like so much.
read. It's actually on this shelf somewhere. Daughter of Blood and Bone. That
I haven't read
is
that
that what it's
one.
called? See,
Dark, no, is it Dark?
that's on
Who's author?
my TBR. So the second book is coming out called like that's hold because it is on this phone. That is Adeyemi. Don't at me. It's oh, you're moving now. Okay, good.
Hold on, because I didn't even hear it. Okay, it's okay, you guys. Just having a little bit of technical difficulties. That's all. When you get back on here, it's gonna get good. I promise. Okay, I think it's okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. I figured that might be best because it might have just been like a bad connection.
Probably so. It happens.
It's that technology is the best and the worst at the same time. Um, okay, but picking back up, I was asking if you'd read Children of Blood and
Oh yeah,
Bone.
yes, I have. I
You
have read
have?
that. Yes,
Yes,
I love
the
it.
sequel's coming out. I'm
Uh-huh.
waiting for it. It's called Children of Vice and
Vengeance and
Virtue,
Virtue.
I believe.
A Virtue and
Yes.
Vengeance.
Wait. Virtue and Vengeance. Virtue and Vengeance.
Yes,
Don't add
I
us.
can't
We got it
wait
right.
to this come out.
The
So
thing
much
is, I
stuff going
didn't
on.
it I mean like I didn't know what to do. And the thing is, I didn't realize I'm such an idiot. I should have known because everything's at least a trilogy. But it just didn't occur to me that a book this big would have more. Like I was like, what else could you possibly have to say?
Yes.
but a lot more. It seems. So I'm very
Yes,
excited.
it was a lot. I was like, because my coworker was reading it, and she was like, "Erica, you have to read this." I'm like, "I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it," and it was a big waiting list on it. And I was like, "Oh, let me just go ahead and use my credit and get Audible on it." The narrator was so good, and she was so authentic with it. And then,
Mhm.
it's such a long book too to listen to, and so my copy finally came in, and I read that in like 2 days. I finished in like 2 days. It was just so good. It was so much. I love the magical system, the world building, the
Yep.
different clans, and all of that stuff. And normally books like that are intimidating to me because it's a lot to keep up with. But
Hmm.
it was so good. It's just, ugh, I can't wait. I just cannot wait.
Me too. And see, I'm the same way. A friend of mine got me into like what I call like hardcore fantasy as opposed to urban fantasy where like there's some magic in Chicago and I can keep up. But I just like you, things like this are very intimidating to me. Like the names can be hard to pronounce, the places, the like, sometimes there's ranking systems. This was done so well that I also read it in 2 days. I read it the day before Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving. I mean, I read it in the living room so I could pretend like I was being part of the family, but I was very occupied by this book and it like sucked up my soul. I am dying for book 2. I'm probably going to read it in a day.
I know, right? I follow her on Instagram, and so because I think the date got pushed back for the release because I think it's gonna get released
No.
in March, and I was like, "It's okay. She's just trying to make her best work. Let her be great. Just let her be great, and we can do this." I need to know, like, the way this book ended, and, like, I will say that this is, like, a spoiler show, like, when we do our discussions, but I'm
Oh,
not
good.
gonna spoil this book because
Oh,
of the second one
okay.
coming out. I'm not gonna
Okay.
spoil this one. Like, oh my
This is
goodness.
a big spoiler. Like, this is not like a little spoiler. It's huge.
Yes.
I was so unprepared. Here I am just flipping pages. I was like, "Oh, this getting dramatic. Oh, this getting dramatic. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. That's the worst. What just happened?" I finished like on Thanksgiving, and I was like, "Mom," and she's like, "Huh?" I was like, "I'm so sad."
Mhm.
She's just like, just go somewhere." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go downstairs and
It's
collect myself."
like a book hanger where I for Thanksgiving, I was reading, this new adult book called what's a duology, it's called The Bandit in the Night, and it's one of these types of books that are like I will say they're not the healthiest of relationships. I'm just gonna put that out there. They're not healthy, so they're not healthy at all. But it's, like, so alpha male, and he's so, like, ruthless type of all that it's not. But the writing was so good, and I finished reading those, and I was like, I don't know what else to do, like, I don't know I just I I feel like I had 'cause I read it through, like, the weekend, and I just was in there, I was like, I feel like I've been with these characters my whole life, like, I don't even I was trying to find other books just like it, and I couldn't. I'm like, I just don't know what to do with myself right now. I just that's like, when I get invested in a story or a series, it's just like with these Libra Dugo ones. I feel like I'm in the middle of the 3rd one, and I'm like, I'm stopping it right now. I don't want it to end because this is it, and also, I kinda, like, spoil myself, so I kinda know how it ends, and I'm
Mm.
not ready for that right now. I'm not ready.
I need to take a moment to myself. See, the
Yeah.
series that I do that with, and I don't know if you've read them, but the Shatter Me series by Tahara Mafi,
Yes!
girl, I'm
Yes!
so glad. Okay, look, and you know what? I'm sitting here next to a pile of books because I show and tell. So, as you know, book, Lord, what is it? 5 is coming out soon. I can't even because I'm still on Restore Me. So where am I? I am right here. So this is the beginning, this is the end. Because I reached a point and I was like, I can't handle this emotionally and psychologically. Like I reached a point and I was like, no, I don't like what's happening. I don't like where this is going. Why did you show up? I wish you had stayed over there. Why didn't you tell her this? And she's upset. And I was just like, I'm hyperventilating a little. I need to stop. Now, I bought this book the day it came out. We are darn near waiting for the next book, and I still have not finished it because I can't. I
Oh
think I
my
have to wait. I don't tell me nothing. I can't. Like I can't. I was like, and then Tahar Mafi had the nerve to go on Instagram and do a Q&A, and so she doesn't normally do that. So I'm watching, and someone asked a question like, "Is Warner okay?" And I was like, "Nope, nope," and I just closed out. Nope, nope. Like I can't, because if you're worried about him, I'm gonna be like 19 times more worried, and I need to be able to function at work tomorrow. So I'm just gonna wait.
Oh my god, you have to
I
finish it, you
can't.
have to I read the book in
I
a day.
can't
I read it in
do
a
it.
day.
Well, I read that much in a day, but then I was like, nah, I was getting hot
Mm-mm.
and stuff. I think it came out in the summertime. So like,
I read it.
I,
I downloaded the Kindle book, and I read it at work. I'm not ashamed to say it. I read it. I read it. This was Warner's book, and it's kinda like everything
no,
that
I'm
happened in
getting hot.
it made sense because of everything that he was going through in the
I
previous one,
know. I listen.
and
I'm far enough. I know about the other kids. I
yeah,
know.
Juliet makes me wanna
Listen,
slap her though. I'm going to say that.
I know. I'm gonna need her to like get herself together. But I like, look, I'm getting hot. I need Kenji's book. I need a break. I need Kenji's story because I'm planning to marry him. I don't care that he lives in the pages of a book. I'm sure he's based off someone. I will find that someone and plan our wedding for next fall.
Kenji
My
wasn't my favorite character. He was not.
why?
He was not.
Why?
No, he wasn't.
He's
Like I
squad
said, I'm for
girl.
the misunderstood villains. I'm Team Warner all the
Take
way.
your villains. You know,
I
and the thing is, I struggled with Warner so bad. When those books first came out, I actually audiobooked the first one. Like I was just in desperate need of an audiobook and was like, this looks good. That's the best accident I have ever had. It was a really great audiobook for the record, if anyone likes
really
that.
I need to check that
Um,
out.
it was a very good audiobook. But so like we get to the end of the first book, I am so anti-Warner. So I had some of my teens, I had the same kids come in the library every day. They're actually in their 20s now, and we still go out to lunch and stuff. So I'm very close to these girls. And so I had them read the books, and they loved them. They're actually still reading the series, but they were all about Warner, and I was like, "What is wrong with you? He is a narcissist. What about the baby?" Like I'm freaking out, and they're loving on him. I'm Team Adam. Little did I know, I had my whole life backwards. I know what I've done. I know what
Adam!
I've done. I know what I've
Oh
done.
my god.
I backtracked in book two. I backtracked in book two. Okay, listen. I know we all make mistakes. I
Ooh.
was Team Adam because sometimes you like being saved. Okay, sometimes you like it. I said the
Adam,
crazy thing is I wouldn't.
like, I could understand the way Adam feels. Like, I understand his need to feel like he's, like, in control, and he got that ripped away from him. But
Yes.
Warner just like, all he got to do is show his presence, and I'm like, "Adam who? Adam who?" Warner Warner is the
Warner,
one. He's, like, the way to go. I'm just like, when he first came on the scene, like, one of my favorite parts was when
this is
she
crazy.
asked him for his name, I think. Yeah, she asked him for his name, and he was like, um, "Eat, and I'll tell you my name." And that's like him showing his first sign of vulnerability, and I was like, "I knew it." Like, I knew it. I knew he got a soft side. In the second
That
book, you see
that was the
all of
soft
this.
side. No, see, the second book was where he won me over. When he memorized her journal,
Oh
when he
my god,
memorized
oh my god, oh
that,
my god.
that did it. That did it. I was like, oh,
Yes.
okay. Yep,
He was
yep.
in I just pictured him in that cell reading it, and then, like, I'm Warner, like, Warner and then when I found out that she was gonna do 3 more books after the end of the 3rd one,
I
I was like,
lost my
"Yes,
mind.
yes, I need that in my life." Like, right now, I need it because
I
the way
have
the 3rd
never
one
been
ended,
so happy.
honestly, it was like some X-Men type of stuff.
I
It ended so abruptly too, like, but
love X Men.
I
Thank
love
you
it.
very much.
But yes, Shattered
It
Me,
did. Ugh.
so, so good.
I'm wearing a Shatter Me shirt. I totally forgot. I'm wearing a shirt and it says, I spend my life folded between the pages of a book, Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. Thank you, Bookish Box. Hashtag Bookish Box.
Oh my goodness. I need to get a subscription box. Like, bad.
I'm a big Owl Crate person. I canceled my subscription because like, you gotta pay for like food and stuff. So I put that on halt for a minute, but I really like Owl Crate. But if you want t-shirts, you want Bookish Box.
I need to do that. Like, anyway, because I collect Funko Pops and I like to have t-shirts
Funko!
too.
Yay! Snape. Snape.
Oh my goodness.
Severus Snape.
I just have TV show ones. I have the Supernatural cast.
I love Supernatural. Oh, that's too deep. I actually started rewatching it, but then I also got very emotionally involved. And then I kind of got annoyed, and so I took a break. But I'll get back
Yeah,
there.
that's very emotionally involved, like a lot. But yeah. Oh my goodness, Shattered. It's like I think I
We
may
went deep.
I think I may
I can't.
because I love like characters like Warner. I love that because you don't know what goes on in their head. It's so much. Like it's the reason why they act a certain way. The way they executing things may not be the
Yeah.
most ideal way to handle it, but
Maybe.
I understand. Like maybe there's just I don't know. Like I said, I've always been a villain person. I've always been an antagonist person. That's
So, okay then. So, and as you were saying this, Warner reminded me of another book character. He reminds me, and just take it with me for a minute. He reminds me of Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter. And the crazy thing is as awful as Draco Malfoy was, I will defend him to the teeth, like while also admitting he's a tool bag and like a basically horrible human. But with him, we got to see exactly how he got there. Well, we got to see the broad scale picture of how he got to where he got to. And I think what's happening with Warner is we didn't really see that. So it took me longer to connect to like the softer. I do not see saying eat some food and I'll tell you my name as being soft. The journal memorizing, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And I was like, I'm gonna write a journal and I'm gonna need someone to memorize it so then we can get married. Now.
oh my goodness.
I do that all the time. I was like, I need this to happen so I can get married. I don't actually want to get married. Don't at me. But like I don't know if I can read this. I don't know if I can read this until the next book is
You
ready.
have to
I
like
can, I don't think I can.
you can't start the next one without reading because oh my god, read it so we can
I
talk about this.
The thing is, I have less than 100 pages to go, but that's always where the bad stuff happens. Like that's always where the heartbreak is. I take you back to Children of Blood and Bone. The last 100 pages is always just like the worst, and then I'm not gonna sleep.
Yeah, but you have
And
to like. I wasn't even expecting it. I wouldn't even I wasn't. I'm going to reread it before the next one comes out because it's just I went through it like oh my god I cannot believe I'm reading this. Oh my god I cannot believe I'm reading this. I didn't really retain anything, and then when the next I'm just gonna have to reread it and just like make my annotations and all of that stuff. But the ending, oh my god, like you have
are,
to. It's
okay,
nothing that you will expect. I'll just say that.
see, that's what's freaking me out. Like I need to kind of know. Okay, tell me this without a spoil. Are they gonna be okay? Because I didn't hear what Tahara Mafi's answer was to that question, so I just like closed out of Instagram because I was freaking out. Like, are they gonna
They
be okay?
are in the air.
See,
I'll say that.
listen, this is my dream team. Warner and Juliet, even though Juliet sometimes gets on my nerves, they're my dream team. I need this to be okay. Like, I need this to be okay. And if this is not okay, I'm not okay.
I'll just say this. They both have internal demons
Mm-mm.
that they need to
Mm-mm.
come
Mm-mm.
that they need to deal with individually because
Mm-mm.
it's a
You done
lot.
messed up. I'm
It's a
not
lot.
gonna read it now. I'm not gonna read it. She gonna have to
You
finish that
have
whole
to.
series. No, no.
You have
I
to. I promise. You will. You have to. You have to. It's like
I'm hot.
if you don't read this, you can't read the next one because
I'm gonna wait
you
until
know
she
you're
writes
definitely
all of
gonna be able
them.
to get
I'm gonna wait until she writes them all, so that way I can just like go through the ebbs and flows like all in a weekend. Because I
Do that.
can't let this feeling last for a year. I can't do it.
I can't do that. I have to get it. I have to. I can't do it.
I'm
I need it
already
now.
panicking.
It's like that commercial, JG, "Where's I need my money now?" And now.
It's my book and I need it now.
Mm. I feel like Tahara speaks to my soul when she writes this stuff.
She's dead. Did I tell you I met her?
No! Oh
Yes,
my god, I wanna meet
yes.
her.
I met her and Ransom Riggs. Okay, so I went to BEA last year. Thank goodness it is back in New York so that it's easy for me to go. And the cool thing is my library will tend to pay for one day and then I'll pay for the other day. So I'm just like walking around, my feet hurt. I'm in Book Expo and I look and they're just standing there. They're just standing there. Tahar Mafi and Ransom Riggs. And I'm like, do they know who they are? Like they are just listen, book like authors are like my Will Smith. Like they're my famous movie people. I don't watch TV. I don't care. Ryan Reynolds, whoever. I don't know who the. I don't care. Book people are like my like where I get starstruck. So I'm like, oh my god. So I go over there like a babbling idiot. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're Ransom Riggs and Tahara Mafi because they didn't know their own names, of course. So I'm like, you're Ransom Riggs and Tahara Mafi. I really love your books. It's really great. I follow you guys. Congratulations. I just really wanted to come over here and tell you. And they're like, oh, hey. And they're super cool. And I'm like, you're my whole world. Like, what is this? And so, you have to wear like the name badges and it has your town and your state or like your library or whatever in your name. And so Tahar Mafi's like, where are you from? And she like looks at my badge and she sees what town I work in, which I'm not gonna say because this is the internet. And she goes, oh my gosh, that's where I'm from. You could have knocked me over with a feather. I was like, oh my God. So now I'm panicking over this and they're having a conversation amongst themselves. So Ransom Riggs is like, oh, do you go to the library there? She's like, yeah, I used to go all the time. And so I'm just like, she stepped on the floor of she's been there. She's been there. And I can't even, I'm just like, And so they're like, so I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, this might be inappropriate. You're just trying to live your lives, but would you mind if I took a picture with you? And they're like, oh yeah. And they're so cool about it. And I'm panicking. And so like they come on each side. And so I like put an arm around Tahar Mafi in her like beautiful bag. Like, I don't even know what it was, but it's gorgeous. And I like go to put my arm around Ransom, but it like got a little weird. So I like left my arm kind of like this. And I'm just like, oh, and handed someone my phone. I don't even know who it was. And they just took a bunch of pictures and they're like, bye. And I'm like, bye. And I just like couldn't. I sat on the floor. I like had to take a break. I'm just literally sitting on the floor in the middle of BEA at this point, starstruck
Oh my
because
goodness.
girl,
Oh my god, I need to go one year.
you should. You should come this year. Registration's open.
I'm gonna
Do
see if
it.
they have like any grants or anything at the library because
Think
I
about
wanna.
it. You should
I
go.
Because,
Yeah.
like, they Tahara Mafi was at ALA, I think,
Ooh, she
and my
was.
branch manager went, and I was like, "If I would've found out before, I would've gave her my books for her to sign because
Yep.
I own them." But oh my goodness, like, that's like a dream.
Guys.
A dream.
It's like, whew, I still get worked up every time I tell that story because I'm like, they were just there, like normal humans. And I'm like, no, you are a small deity in the circle of my life.
And see, like, I haven't even read his books, Ransom Riggs books.
Oh,
Are they good?
I have the first one. I read the first one, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and let's see what happened was normally I remember books I read, but sometimes I just don't. It wasn't good. It's like a lot of different things happen at the end. I forget. So I kind of forgot the end of Miss Peregrine's. So I just didn't read.
Yeah.
So I haven't read the rest.
Yeah, I saw the movie, and I didn't really care for the movie or anything. Oh my god, that's
I'm
bad.
trying.
Like, we love his wife, but we don't well, we love his wife's
They were.
work.
It was okay.
but we don't like his stuff. That's like that's sad. I think your video went out again.
It's like, oh,
Okay. You back up. Wait, no.
I'll go for it again. Maybe. I know. He's very
It's cool. It's totally cool. What
very
happened?
nice. So that's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Do,
Okay.
do,
I
do.
think I think it is.
Let's see. Maybe?
Yeah.
Good?
I think it is. Well, no. Wait. Okay, I think it is. I think it is. I don't know. It just freezing. It may be on my end too. I don't know. But it just happened. It's okay. It is totally fine. Okay. It did again. Okay. Try going out and then come back in again.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Oh. Is that
You
better?
see at the bottom where it's stuck?
Am I stuck?
At the bottom in your other one. Do you
Oh,
see it?
this is yeah. Why is there a picture of me and me?
I don't know.
I just sending you a text like I have full bars. I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know. It's cool. This happened. It's a lot. We went through the past 2 years. There's a lot of tech difficulties. Like Lauren's mic kept going out. My mic would go out, or I would sound garbled, or all. It just happens.
It's
It
the tech
happens.
gods keeping us in our place, reminding us who's boss. We
Yeah.
know, tech gods. We know. Okay, now that weird picture went away. Okay, all right, cool. But um, what else are you? Now that we've lost our minds over Shatter Me, what else are you reading or waiting to read, or did you read and just like loved the heck out of? And audiobooks, because I like audiobooks and I don't know anyone else who likes them, so I'm always open for suggestions.
Okay. So I am a big new adult fanatic, and I review for redhotbooks.com. So I have to review a book a week, and I have been recently. I think I read this book called Until November. I can't really remember the name of the author, but I didn't really like that one. It's just, oh my god, she was very very repetitive with her words, and I didn't really like the writing style that she had, and all of that jazz. But I am. Let me pull up my Audible. Hopefully, I can get this to come up. I am waiting on Kylie Scott's replay to come out. Let me see.
Oh.
Let me go to my library.
See, like a lot.
No, repeat. Why did I say replay? It's repeat. I'm waiting on that to come out. And that's like my most anticipated for new adult because I love Kylie Scott. I love Vi Keelan or V Keelan. I would say I don't know how you say her name. And Penelope Ward. Like those.
Ooh, I see the cover for it. Looked it up.
And
Oh Lord. Okay.
Oh yeah. So I own the physical copy and the audio Vicious by Victoria Schwab. I heard like nothing but good things about it, and it's I don't know, it's one of these it's like that everybody has read, and I'm just so far behind with it. But I really want to read Vicious and Vengeful in the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy. I don't know if it's called Darker Shade of Magic. The first one is, but I don't think the trilogy is called that.
I read half of the first one.
Did you like it?
I did. Okay. Maybe. I think I wasn't sure. Like, like the world. So the world was built, and I was like, cool. But I still got a little lost. Like, I liked it, but I wasn't entirely sure what we were doing. Like, I was just kind of going along, like, for the journey. Like, well, why? Well, and it was good. I think, like I said, some fantasy for me, I just kind of I'm like, and I get lost. So that was kind of one of them. But it was I could tell that it was good, if that makes any sense. It just wasn't good for me.
Yeah. And that's kinda like what I was thinking, 'cause, I love fantasy is one of my favorite genres, but 'cause it's like a big umbrella and there's so many sub-genres within it,
Hmm.
and, like, I really wanna read Game of Thrones. I own Game of Thrones, and I'm so afraid to read it because I feel like I'm gonna not catch on to it, or I'm gonna be, like, having
Mm,
to always refer to the glossary for, who belongs in what family and
yep.
all of that stuff and the intense world building,
Hmm.
and so I'm just, like, putting it off and putting it off, but I do wanna read it. I did enjoy the TV show. I watched the TV show. I'm, like, in season 2. I know I'm behind on it too, but I did like it. So, I wanna read it, but I'm afraid to, and it's like with, Brandon Sanderson, I really wanna read his works, but
Listen, listen. Mm-mm. Brandon Sanderson knows exactly what he did. He knows what he did to me. And the craziest thing is, I could never pick up another Brandon Sanderson book again. I read his Mistborn books when there were only three. And
uh-huh.
I got to the third book and I was like, nah, Brandon. Nope. 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 Nope.
What
That's it.
happened? What was it?
I'm not gonna, I don't, if you're going to read it, I don't want to tell you. But
Okay.
Oh, and so I at a wedding, I got into an argument with a friend of mine over this. We were at our friend's wedding, and he had just read the Brandon Sanderson books, so it was real fresh for him. But I finished them in college, and so I told him, and so he knew, and so I was like, nope. I said, I got to this part. I said, and I was done with Brandon. I was done. We had to part ways. I said he was good, and me and this guy got into an argument on the lawn during a fireworks display
Oh
because, like,
god.
yeah, it was good. Don't get me wrong, but and when you get to the end of book 3 of the Mistborn series, you're gonna know exactly why. And if anybody else has read it, they already know what I'm talking about, and I don't even care. And it's crazy. I have never read another Brandon Sanderson book since like my junior year of college. We're
Really? Oh
talking,
my
we're
goodness.
talking double-digit years. I was so upset. I told
Oh
you I
my
get emotionally involved, and he just like broke my circuits, and I was like, I'm done, Brandon.
oh my
Go
goodness. I need
away.
to read it then because I really wanna know what it is. Like, I really do. I love that. I love the angst and the anticipation in books like this. I'm like, "Oh," it's like, "What?"
Me
This
too, but
cannot be, and I have a friend, one of my best friends, she's a reader too. Like, we'll read some of the same things and something comes up, and I'm like, "Girl, did you see this? Did you read this? Let's take a moment to analyze this situation because 'cause I'm not understanding what's going on."
oh god. I just get so emotional about it. I'm like, what? So, disclaimer, I have a theater degree and I came by it so honestly. So honestly. I just get so like, how could you? Why would you? I cannot take a book and I just like throw it. I'm like, I'm not reading no more for 6 weeks. And I just like watch TV. And I just like won't go near a book.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can't.
No, I wanna read it. I really wanna know. What are your favorite tropes
Ooh.
in books?
Tropes. I don't know. Okay. When done properly, I'm not super angry at a love triangle.
Oh,
When done properly. And normally they're not. But there are a few little triangles where I'm like, I can be down with this. This can be okay. Like typically my favorite characters are like strong, sassy, yet clumsy female protagonists. Like I don't know
mhm.
why I want everyone to trip and fall over stuff, but I do. Um, Kind of like Bella Swan if she was less obnoxious and didn't throw herself off cliffs. But like I am learning about myself that I really need to pull my life together um when it comes to books because I'm like I let this impact my real life and I got to stop. I like again when done properly, I kind of like the chase. Like I kind of like when a guy like chases the girl, but she's got a million reasons for why they shouldn't be together, even if they're dumb. So one of recently that I do not have, so I can't grab it. Um gosh, I cannot remember what it's called, and I'm really upset about that. But I will find it on my phone before I'm done talking about it. But one of the books that I like is about a girl who is asexual. So she meets this guy and she really likes the guy, but because of her like asexuality, let's talk about love. So because of that, she feels like they can't possibly be together because, like this and that and explaining it and yada yada. So he kind of like chases her a little bit and like not in a stalky creeper sort of way,
Mhm.
which is where I think the fine line is. Sometimes that stuff can tip into like stalker as opposed to like let's be friends and hopefully you'll find out I'm cool and nice and want to date me forever. So like I guess like the chase and I gotta let that go because no one chases anybody in real life. But with but with regards to like romantic books, like I don't know, I just like when a guy like heavily pursues the girl, and I don't want the girl to pursue the guy because that's dumb. But I want the guy to pursue the girl.
I okay. I I don't like love triangles
I know
because
they're mostly
like
dumb, but like one or two
I
were good.
I don't know. I do have an exception though, and I use this book as an example all the time. Have you read the Selection series or trilogy by Kira Cass? You haven't read those? Okay.
No, clearly, I
I
unfairly judge books with girls with
I do not like that
dresses on it. I gotta stop. No.
I do not like it at all. I couldn't stand it, and I don't know for the life of me why I even continued reading it. The writing was really good, but I could not stand the main character at all. And my thing is with love triangles, if okay, how do I explain this without being confusing? So you have your main characters and the love interest. They're already like together.
Mhm.
And then when book 2 comes or later on in book 1, the other love interest enters the I don't know, the group. Long as the main character and your original love interest are still together and this one is just there, I'm fine with that. I don't like it when the main character say, I don't know who I want, or I like this person, or this person does this. And then when both of the love interests goes a separate way and they do what they want to do, the main character gets upset. I can't stand it. I do not like that. And that's what happened in the Selection series. I
They
do
both
not
left
like
her.
it. And she got on my nerves. Like the second book, I wanted to throw it. And I like I said, I don't know I don't even understand why I kept reading it. Because first of all, I didn't even know really what was going on as far as like the main thing, like the main part. I think it was a rebel group or something like that. They didn't even really focus on that. They just focused on her and her problems. And then it was like a bachelor type of thing. And she left her home like her ex-boyfriend had convinced her to do it because the higher up you go within like the prince whoever the prince chooses, the parents get the money. Like so and they were separated by classes. So she was like at the bottom of the class. So they needed the money. And so they broke up. So when she entered it, the prince was basically like, "It's yours. Like, I want you to be like who I'm with." But she was like, "No, I just don't want to go home, but I really want to stay here to keep my mind off of things." I'm like, "Girl, you're taking the place of a girl that really wants to be there. So why are you doing this?" And she kept doing it, and so she had the nerve to get upset with the prince because it's so like I can go on. Actually, when I reviewed for school library journal, and when I was submitting my application, the selection series was my critical review. It's a lot. Like it's so good.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So
I'm go-
I agree.
It's
See, now that's what I learned. But now I know it. One kind of love triangle that they're kind of me. So you have like good together, and then she met Warner, and then he stopped being a jerk, and then she started to see the issues of like maybe I'm just with this guy because he's met ever. Nah, I think this guy's better. Like that kind of thing, not like the nonsense you get between the three of them that all worked out. Instead of being like super petty, that one person really was better for her.
hold on. Hold on. 'Cause I didn't hear nothing you just said. The mic was going in and out. Okay.
Ooh, okay. 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 Let me see. Is it better? Anything? I'm really at all. Yes.
Wait.
No.
I
Maybe.
don't think so.
Yes.
No, it's not. Your
Maybe.
camera's black.
Close.
No,
Can you
still
see me
black.
do a little dance?
No.
No, but I can see myself.
Can you see me?
Black. Ah. All right. Let me see. Oops.
Okay, I
Um.
think I went by black.
Connect. No, everything. And I can hear you, but your camera does freeze that way, and sometimes it goes out.
Yes, I think when your camera freezes, your mic, your audio
Anything?
goes in
I'm
and
doing
out.
a little dance.
Yeah, I can see you do that now. But I think you're gone though. Let me see if we have any questions or comments on here. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see you now. But I think it went back out. Okay.
Ah, better.
Yes.
Now, can you see me at all?
It may be on my side because whenever you talk, the thing is black, so it may be.
No.
Okay, now it's I don't know. It's going in and out, so it just may be me.
I do not know, but I
I
can
don't know.
hear you. That's so crazy.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's good you
All
can
right.
hear me. I don't know. Like it's like I said, it may be on
New
my side because like when it shows black, I can
plan.
hardly hear you. Like the audio goes in and out.
Hold on.
Okay. Can you?
Oops. Can
Okay,
you
yeah, I can
hear?
hear you. Yeah.
You can hear and see me?
Yeah.
I switched to my phone, which is
Oh,
connected
okay.
to the same internet. So like I don't know. I think it's my computer just like acting a fool. But
It's
this will
cool.
do. Yay! Did you hear my rant at all about
No, I did
my
not.
so the what I was saying was I like the like even though it stressed me out a lot, I liked the love triangle in Shatter Me. So like you had Juliet and you had what's his name? Adam. You had Juliet and you had Adam. And like that was not the best match. Like she met this man in jail. He was the first man she ever met. It just wasn't kosher. And the more time she spent with Warner, the more she learned that her relationship with Adam was not what she thought it was. So she kind of like stopped, sort of figured herself out and then like made a U-turn and went hung out with him, like that kind of thing. And then of course he was mad about it for a minute and had to deal with himself. But that's the kind of thing I like.
Yeah, see, like I don't know. Yeah, I could see that too because her and Adam weren't good together at all. Like she was so
Nope.
much perfect for Warner,
Yeah.
and they were just so alike. That's just like with the Shadow and not Shadow and Bone. Yeah, Shadow and Bone. The two characters, Darkling and Elena. Like I'm shipping them. I'm shipping them so hard. But like I said, I know how it ends and all that stupid stuff. And then her best friend Mal, it's just feel like I don't know. It's one of those situations like why are they together and not this and
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I like when it
yeah,
all
that's
works out. When it's like useless and kind of it's supposed to be like a plot point, that's obnoxious. But when it's like for a purpose, I like it.
yeah. One of my favorites is best friends to lovers as well. I love those. I love
I
those.
do. What's that book called? Some like random book that I bought for the library, like Better Off Friends or Just Best Friends. That's exactly what it is. It's these two best friends who are like recounting the story and like alternating um POVs of like how they went from being like best friends to boyfriend girlfriend. It's really cute.
Oh, that sounds neat. I need to check that out. One of my favorite ones with that is Frigid by Jennifer Armentrout. Have you read that? Or
No.
Lynn? Yes. Okay. So they've been best friends since they were little, and they're in college now. She has always liked him, and she always felt like she wasn't like good enough because he will always be with other girls within the school, and he has liked her too, but he felt like he wasn't good enough as well because she's like from this prominent family, and he doesn't feel like he's worthy of her. And they
Oh.
both have these feelings, but don't know that each other. They both share the same feelings for each other. And so her and what's her name? Sydney, and the guy's name is Kyler. Long story short, they go up to this mountain every year, the cabins in the mountains every year, and they get stuck there in the snowstorm, and all their friends wasn't able to come. So there's so much tension and angst within the cabin, and it's
Mm.
it's so good, so good.
Tension in the cabin.
Stuff happens, secrets get spilled out, and you're like, because I'm not gonna tell you, but there's like one thing, and I'm like, Kyler,
Oh
what?
God. Oh, I love it.
Kyler, look at you. But yeah, I like that. Also, the Everneath trilogy by Jody Brody Ashton. That's like the
Mm-mm.
Hades and
Ever
Persephone's retelling. I think
Oh, no, no, no. I have those at the library though.
they're good. but her and her love interest, um, well, her boyfriend, they were best friends. But this series is also, it's like an exception. Like I didn't really know who I felt like she was a better fit for, because the boyfriend was actually good for her too, and also the antagonist was good for her as well. And it was just one of those things. It's just, you have to read those if you hadn't gotten a chance to read it. But I was for the antagonist, of course. That's just me.
Of course.
But it's good, and it's also the Greek mythology type of thing. But the last book broke my heart so bad.
No, see,
It's so bittersweet.
I can't do it.
It broke me. Oh
There's
my god, I cried.
there's a book, and I'm trying so hard to remember the title, and for some reason Goodreads is failing me and not showing me my 2018 list. But there's a book, and so now I wonder if you might like this, and so I'm gonna hunt for the title. But it's a book about this girl, and she's best friends with this she her parents died, and she moved in with her cousin, and when she was younger, and she's been best friends with like her cousin and this guy, and he's like popular like sports jock, and she's kind of like a nerd, and like fills her time with all of these like extracurriculars and stuff.
Mhm.
And so he's turning 18, and so for his birthday she buys him a lottery ticket using all of like their important numbers, so numbers that are important to both of them, so like a birthday or like the first day they met, to make the lottery numbers, and he wins the lottery. And so he and his mom had been like pretty poor off because his like dad had left or whatever, and he wins the lottery, and it's, of course, it starts to change him a little bit, but he's like trying really hard not to be changed, but of course it changes him a little bit. And it's one of those like best friends to like romance, and she kind of tries to help him navigate like how his life changes and these new friends who pop up out of nowhere and stuff like that. And that was actually a really sweet like best friends to like relationship trope. I was that one day I'll learn the title and I will tell you what it was.
Okay. I've heard of
But
that. I have heard of that.
I know, and I must not have put it on my Goodreads list, which is not very like me. Um, but I'll find it. I was on a committee and had to read it for that, so I'll definitely get the title. But that was a really good one. Have you ever read Words in Deep Blue
No, I haven't.
by Kath Crowley? I think it's Australian or something. But it's this girl, and she was best friends with this boy, and the whole school was gonna have like an end of the world day where you do what you would do if it was the end of the world. And so she and him were supposed to spend it together, and she was going to tell him how she felt. But then, like, he chose to spend it with some other girl who ultimately became his girlfriend. And so she was mad, and then she moved. I forgot why. And so then she moved and left him a note in a book, telling in his favorite book, because he works in a bookstore, telling him all of her feelings and asking him to write her, and he never did. And so she moves back like a bunch of years later, and is trying to like ice him out because like he didn't care about her feelings, but like there's a reason that I'm not gonna go into, but that was another like really, really good.
That sounds good. That sounds something
Yes,
I would pick
Words
up.
in Deep Blue.
Yes,
Yep,
that sounds good. I'm gonna try that. Send that to me because
I will.
I wanna read that.
I'll share it
That
with you
sounds
on
really good.
Goodreads. Yes, and it takes place in a bookstore, which I really appreciate, and you appreciate too, I'm sure.
Yes, I like those. Especially I like the science fiction ones where, um or I think it's fantasy, I can't think of the name of it, but it's based off the Librarian series where the portals within the library,
Mhm.
and I cannot think of the name of that story at
The
all.
Magicians?
Is what is it? I can't think of it. I had to read it to
Mm.
review, and I just can't think of it. But it's like a magical library, and you get sent to different places. Like, yeah, I can think of it. I'm pretty sure when I get done with this show, it'll come to me.
Of course it will. Of course.
So
Every title and the name of every author that you've been trying to think of is just magically going to pop
yeah,
into your head.
exactly. Let me say another one that I like is the enemies as well, because I like that slow burn angst type of thing.
Yes. Enemies to like I love yous.
Yes.
That's the Cruel Prince.
I need to read it.
Oh God, it's so good. I can't wait till book club's over. I might not read the book for book club. Book club might have to just I'll sit there and narrate. That might have to happen so I can read this book faster.
Yeah, I need to go ahead and get it because that's all I see. I'm in a bunch of Facebook groups
Yes.
for YA stuff, and that's
Mm-hmm.
all I'm seeing is
Mm-hmm.
Wicked King, and all of this.
Because it's so good. So good.
Yeah. Oh,
Ugh.
another one. Okay, so this one comes out, I believe, in April. It's called Wicked Saints by Emily Duncan.
I don't know it. What is
It
that?
is. I have a pre-pub of it, or an arc,
Mm-hmm.
because I couldn't wait till April, so I contacted the publisher and asked them if I could just like get it. And it's like all I know is like it's gothic, it's dark, it's dealing with the edge, gritty type of things, and it's got monsters and all the other stuff in it. And it kind of
Ooh.
reminds me of V.E. Schwab's what's the name of it? It's a duology. It's a YA book. It's a duology. And the cover is red. That's all I remember. It's with the three types of monsters. This Savage Song. That's what it
Yes,
is.
I was about to say I have it in my library and I can picture the cover. Yes, okay, I have it, but I haven't read it.
That's what it reminds me of.
Did you read A Blade So Black? Have you read that?
No, I haven't. But I have it. I think I pulled that book at the library to
It's like
read.
an Alice in Wonderland retelling.
I haven't read it.
It's I like it. I've read a few Alice in Wonderland retellings. I actually wrote like one of my recent reviews is about this one, and I what's that? I can't remember what I can't remember it too. What that Alice in Wonderland book is, where it's like how the Red Queen became the Red Queen, like how she went
Oh
from
yeah,
some, you know,
Heartless.
yeah, she went to like bake cookies or something and then became evil. Um, which they messed her, they did her wrong. So I'm not even that mad at her for turning evil.
I
So,
didn't even
but
finish it.
you didn't finish it, like and you know what? I didn't like it that much either. I didn't like it that much either. And I'm not even sure how much I like Alice in Wonderland, to be quite honest with you. It was very strange, and I should not have watched it as a child. I think it just like messed up my head.
Yeah.
Um, some what was it that sea lion, whatever it was? I don't know, like dancing around with fish. I don't know. For some reason it really scared me. But this is a version of Alice in Wonderland that I actually liked. Like I actually liked it a lot, and it was pretty dark. And I think it's just going to get darker from here. So the sequel to that is coming out. Um, I'm not sure when. Probably in the spring. Most things are being released in the spring that are up and posted at this point. But it's like a pretty dark retelling, and I actually really liked it a lot. So, do you like fairy tale retellings? Is that a thing that you like?
I haven't read a lot of them. The only one that I read that I really, really like are the Lunar Chronicles.
Oh, yes,
And
yes, yes.
everything else was loosely based. Like A Court of Thorns and Roses are loosely based on
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast and things like that. But I haven't read a lot of fairy tale retellings. But I love the Lunar Chronicles.
So right after Scarlet came out, so before, like just before Marissa Meyer became really popular with the Lunar Chronicles book, I mean, the timing must have been perfect. She was still doing free 20-minute Skype chats with book groups, and I did a Skype chat with her with
Okay.
my teen book group. Yeah, she's actually really nice. And she's an uber nerd who liked writing fan fiction. And I was like, so did I, Marissa Meyer. So I'm pretty sure that means we're best friends. But I've read a couple, like I've read some Peter Pan retellings. I've read some Robin Hood retellings, actually, which this book, Scarlet by A.C.
I've heard of
Gowan.
that one.
Yeah,
I've heard
I really like it. I really like it. I've only read the first book probably because that's what I do. I do a lot of that. Um, but I really liked it. But I hadn't found an Alice in Wonderland retelling that I liked until this one. I read Alice in Zombieland
Yeah,
while
I
I was
read
in
that a long time
Africa.
ago. I
I
can't
read
even
it.
remember what it's about. Like,
There were zombies, and
yeah.
there was a lot of gazing across school hallways and making eye contact and like feeling things.
Yeah.
girlfriend, I'm gonna need you to do something. So it was actually really nice to read this one. Because it was different from the other ones that I'd read. I'm kind of crazy for fairy tale retellings. I watched every single episode of Once Upon a Time, and I feel no shame, no shame at all.
I'm
Twitter,
on
leave
season
out.
2.
You don't see why you on season 2 of
I don't
everything.
know. I know, right? Season 2 of Game of Thrones and this out and yeah. The only and then like I don't know, I like the fairy tales, but I like the original ones, like the dark ones. That's just my aesthetic. I like that dark type of stuff. Like I
Yeah.
love Brothers Grimm. I love what's the I just had one in my head. I can't even it's just I just had a brain fart.
What's it
I can't even
about?
it was crap. I can't even think about it right now. It just slipped my mind. Really.
God, God, that's okay.
It's fine. I can't but yeah, I like
Mm-hmm.
the dark ones. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rosamund, what's her name? Rosamund? Rosamund.
Yeah.
Rosamund Hodge.
Yeah.
All her stuff is dark. Like deep, deep dark. Like I read the book and I was like, I don't think I should have even liked this, but it was really, really good. Her first one was Beauty and the Beast, which a lot of people do. But I was like, this is a version of that. There was something about mirrors in the floor. I don't know. Like the whole world changed to something else at night. I don't know. There was a whole lot happening, but it was actually really good in high fantasy. So if you like fantasy and dark things, you might like her. I just can't
Yeah.
pronounce her first name. I think it's Rosamund. That's how the letters look.
I've heard of her.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have. I heard of her before. I think another one I was trying to get into but I couldn't was Naomi Novak's book. Spinning Silver just came out. It's the first one. Uprooted.
Uprooted.
I
Is
couldn't.
that what is that about? Do you know?
It's like okay, so there's this village and there is a wood around the village and it has these malevolent beings within the in the wood and there's this wizard, no, the dragon, but it's a guy, but
Hmm.
he's like a wizard and he protects them from all the things within the wood. And the only thing that he requires is a girl of age 17, I think. It may not be the
Hmm.
age and she has to serve him for 10 years and then he comes back and the same thing. And so this girl goes and she doesn't think that she's going to be the one. Everybody thinks that there's a certain girl in the village because she's all beautiful and all the other stuff. And then this trope where the girl thinks she's ugly, but everybody sees her, he sees her as beautiful. That's what I don't like at all too.
That gets on
Anyway,
my nerves.
he gets her and to come to find out that she has some magical abilities too. The only thing that about this one that I couldn't get into because it's very, very character driven. I like the character driven, but I'm more plot driven type
Me
of
too.
reader. And
Hmm.
this one is a lot of banter between the two. She's
Hmm.
very, very clumsy. They stay into it all the time. I got to close to 50% of the book and nothing was happening. And I couldn't get into it. And that's on like 5-star books, and I'm like, "This must be a book you either hate it or you either love it," because
Yeah,
I could not see what everybody was hyped up about it. I just couldn't get into it at all.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna read it. I think I want
Go
to
ahead,
know.
try and let
Oh
me know what you think.
God.
I couldn't. I
See,
couldn't read it.
the book, the books, because I'm just gonna blanket every single one of them that I can't stand that the rest of the world must love because this man is steady writing books. There's a million and a half of them, and despite my love of fairy tales, I I have not found a book yet that I like. Are the Gregory Maguire books, and I feel so bad saying that.
I haven't read them.
I liked Wicked, which like I liked the musical. I like most musicals. Like that's just who I am. So I tried to read Wicked. I did read it. I read Wicked. I don't think I've ever taken so long to read a book in my entire life. I think it took me like 7 months to read that book. I read Son of a Witch. I read Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister. Like I gave this man my time. Like I really, really wanted to like his books. And I couldn't stand them. And everyone's like, Gregory Maguire, Gregory Maguire. And I'm like, what have I missed? What have I missed? He writes like, oh, don't at me. He writes like Stephen King in the sense where I'm just like, Stephen, how long you going to describe this front yard? How long, Stephen? How long? And then, like, that's what Gregory Maguire does. But so I went to NELA, the New England Library Association, this year. And who, might you ask, was their keynote speaker over lunch? Who do you wonder? Gregory frickin' Maguire. And so I'm sitting here at lunch, and any other, if it wasn't at lunch, I would not have stayed. Like, I just would have been like, Gregory, I read 3 of your books. I just couldn't do it. This man was so charismatic. He was so funny. He was such an amazing speaker that I bought another one of his books. Like, I am going to give this man another try. I think this is his most recent one, which I think is about like, is it Alice in Wonderland? No. What's that Sugar Plum Fairies where you dance? You know, thing, toy soldiers. What's that?
Oh, I don't know.
You know, they ballet and stuff. And the little
Oh,
girl
the
and the guy.
Nutcracker.
Nutcracker.
Yeah.
There it is. So sorry, I didn't do a very good job with that one. So I think this book is based off the Nutcracker and like the crazy uncle who gave him the Nutcracker and like
Okay. That
yeah.
could be good.
So I'll let you know. But I did. Everyone loves Gregory Maguire books, and I sat here and forced my way through 3 of them over like 4 years time, and I just never I I just I just couldn't do it. So I don't know. Hopefully,
Yeah, I understand that because I tried to read Stephen King and I just could not get into that. It's just too
ah,
descriptive, over narrative, all that
yes.
stuff. I couldn't get into that. I was like, it's okay. I just watch him. If I feel like I want to read it, I'll watch the movie. Because I'm pretty sure all of his books are movies.
That's exactly. I told my mom, I'm like, yeah, as I tried to read another Stephen King book, and she's like, oh, he's in a band in Maine. I was like, Mom, that's not what I said. I'm trying to talk to you about this book. So I don't think she likes him either. Even though she's also a big fan of like horror. She likes when like a mailbox explodes and kills somebody. Like that's the kind of stuff my mom is into. Like James Patterson, like high action, cars blowing up, serial killers in the woods kind of thing. Like that's like she doesn't read as much young adult. Like that's mostly what she likes. I'm be honest, I don't even know if she likes Stephen King because he talks too much. Sorry,
Yeah,
Stephen, if you're watching this. I don't think you
sorry.
are, but
I
just in
couldn't
case.
even get James Patterson. I tried and I couldn't. I have a love hate relationship with adult fiction because they're
Mm.
so wordy and they're so it's a lot like, the difference with that and YA is so much YA is so much simpler.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can take the same I feel like you can give the same prompt to a YA author and an adult author. The YA author will probably finish it before the adult, and it's gonna be a lot simpler, and you can understand it more than the adult writer. It is just that's just my personal opinion. It's just so wordy, like, get to it. I don't need to know
Yeah.
that you took your thumb to text this. Just say, "I text."
Yeah, yep,
That's
yep,
okay.
yep. No, I'm with you. I think with young adult books, and the thing is, people seem to draw such a line between them, and I'm like, the line is not as thick as you think it is. Like this line, like I had someone come in and they picked up a book, The Librarian at Auschwitz, which is like a
Mhm.
big, big book,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Is this a kid's book or something?" Like I was handing her a bag of hot lava, and I was like, "Relax, like this." From what I know of read, because I do read adult books, I do not many, and mostly like urban fantasy, but I do read them, and the biggest difference is like with a YA book, it's like it's like a straight path to get to where you're
Mhm.
going. Not to say that like things don't come in and there, but it's like a straight path with like obstacles jumping in your way. Like that's kind of like my best way of describing it. And with some of these young adult books, you gotta like go through the maze and like up some steps and like through a window and like around the house and then down. Like it's like, dang, like, why do I have to watch these people get divorced before this woman's life starts? Like, why couldn't they have just started out divorced and she could have just told me a little bit later? But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I understand that, like,
it's
a
just a
lot.
lot. Like, y'all done did a whole lot just to get us to the. But you see, then there's some books like Cozy Reads. I'll listen the heck out of a Debbie Macomber book. Like on like a cold winter day. I'm like,
Yeah.
Debbie, tell me some stuff. I'll listen to the Girl's Guide to Moving On, Debbie. I will listen to this and I will do it with joy.
Those are
So,
expected because they are coffee table reads or cozy reads.
yep, yep. So, me and Debbie can hang, but me and Steven, we can't. We got
Yeah,
some problems.
I understand that. It's just it's I try to like I said, I try when I do get into adult fiction, I try to find authors that are parallel to what I like in YA.
Mm-hmm.
And the majority of, like you said, are urban fantasy type of things. But
Mm-hmm.
being that me moving to a different position in my job, I do need to try to get more acclimated with adult fiction because I'm pretty sure that is going to be the majority of what's going to be asked of me. Is this good? What is this about? And this and this. So
Give everybody Debbie Macomber.
yeah. Like here, you get this one. You're gonna talk about this little coffee store here. This one is about a girl with a bakery.
They're knitting in the coffee shop or whatever, making hats for toddlers. Here you go.
Don't let it be at the
There,
holidays. I'm gonna give you all of them because she got a good amount of.
there are some that are good. Like, and the thing is, I'm trying to think. I'm like, what adult books do I like? I sure can't think of one that's not an urban fantasy.
Yeah, yeah.
Shoot,
All of them are urban fantasy or that
Debbie
age
Macomber.
bracket of new adult. It's not really.
Yeah, yeah. There's got to
So,
be one. What's in the bookshelf?
oh, I don't
Oh.
even. I don't even own any adult. I think I
Well,
read one by Ted Decker called House, and they made a movie out of it.
oh.
That's it. That's like
Does
feels like a
Janet
long.
Ivanovich count, or is Janet Ivanovich basically Debbie Macomber?
I haven't even read her, so I don't know.
Oh, they're the best odd. Don't read them. You can't read them. Reading them is hard. But if you, because I'm not sure how good they are, but they make for great audiobooks. And they always release in November, which is my birthday month. So I feel like Janet Ivanovich is leaving me a birthday present.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Can understand that.
Can't
I can't think of any. Oh my
either. I feel really bad.
bad
Hold on.
my
No, I'm gonna get something. Does Nora Roberts count? I got a whole row of her.
yeah. Yeah. It's like
Okay.
she covers like 3 shelves in our system.
She really does. All she does is write. This poor one. No, I really don't. Oh, this is sad. I really don't think I do have any books on my bookshelf that aren't like Janet Ivanovich, Nora Roberts, or urban fantasy.
Yeah, all of mine are
Um,
urban fantasy. I don't have any. Nope.
I tried.
Nope, I don't.
Sorry, book world. I gave it all I had.
It's
And
just
then yeah, and then like new adult, like my Colleen Hoovers, because I do have my Colleen Hoovers.
I love Colleen Hoover.
Me too.
I love her.
Have you read all your perfects yet? Don't tell me.
I haven't. I
Okay.
think the only ones I read are November 9. Um, what's my favorite one is the one where the guy she came from abusive her dad was abusive and the guy she
Oh,
married was
oh, oh,
abusive.
it ends with us. It ends
Yes,
with us.
I
Yes.
love that's my favorite
Ooh,
one.
girl, that was good.
I
That was
love
good. I like that one. But then I really like Maybe Someday. That was
what's that
good.
one about? I think I have read
The
that.
the deaf guy.
Yes,
And
yes,
then yes,
yes, yes, yes, yes.
girl,
Love
that
that
was
one.
the first one I read. And I was like, what have I discovered? What is this?
Yes,
Ooh, that
and
made my whole
her
day.
books are also you either love them or hate them because I see a lot of people saying that her she writes her female characters the same, and they're
No,
in
she does
problematic
not.
situations. But I don't know. I like them. I can see where they
Mm-mm.
would get that from, but
Well, we only read two. I gotta read like a good six more books before I can
yeah.
weigh in on this.
So, but I like her. I feel like her writing is really good.
I do too. It's very strong. I really liked in the and it ends with us how she wrote letters to Ellen. Like I like little things like that, like little quirks that like, just give the book like a little something. If I were writing letters to someone on TV, I'd probably write to Ellen too. So, I completely respect that choice. And it's realistic, I think, for people who are reading it as like someone, who you feel like you can communicate with. So,
Exactly. Like we had a local author come in, it's like a few years back, and she was talking about how not a lot of adults read fiction. They mostly go for self-help. And I had made a comment that fiction can be self-help because
hmm
even though it's not like um real,
yeah,
I feel like you can still gain things from it. Like
you
a
can.
contemporary.
hmm
Things that happen in contemporary can really happen in real life because it's a contemporary, it's a realistic fiction.
Yep.
You may not be in the same situation, but you can get some type of information or encouragement from that to
Yeah.
help out, and it's more in a entertainment type of way instead of a bullet point type of way. It's not
Yep.
as forward with it. And she had never seen it put like that before. And I would grab a fiction before I would a nonfiction. It's,
hmm
because that's like my way to escape
Yep.
for that. Or if I am going through something, I'm going to find something that takes me away from that. Or okay, this character went something similar to what I'm going through. I want to draw some type of encouragement from it. So
Right.
fiction can be self help. So don't say fiction is not.
Yeah. I think people make a lot of assumptions about a lot of assumptions like that about fiction and specifically young adult fiction. Like,
Mhm,
I mean, people treat it like it is just anytime an adult orders something that happens to be YA, so it winds up on my floor because our floor is separate from the adult floor. I mean, you would think that they had just walked into just like jail. Like they just look so despondent and they look so upset that this book that they ordered that sounded great. There was something that was interesting enough about it to entice them to request it, happens to be on the not adult floor and is a floor for children. And it's like, I'm just gonna need you to relax. It's like what the woman who picked up the book, the librarian from Auschwitz. What is it? Librarian at Auschwitz. And
mhm.
I don't even remember exactly what I said, but I was like, ooh, I probably shouldn't have said that. But she said, is this book for children? And I think I said something like that depends on your mindset. Like I said something obnoxious like that. Like it's a book. It was interesting enough for you to order it. Who cares what floor it lives on? Stop getting so wrapped up in that. You can probably learn something from that book just like it ends with us. Like I consider myself very fortunate to have never wound up in a situation like that character was, and that character was based off of Colleen Hoover's mother. So while I've never been in a situation like that, I find value. I don't want to say I like, but I find value in reading those things because I feel like it sets you up to have your eyes open. Like it sets you up to notice things that you might have never noticed otherwise. So, like it's not like a big deal, but the character's about a woman who's in like a very unhealthy relationship.
Mhm,
And when you know nothing about that, I think it can be you're more susceptible to kind of falling into it, especially the way she did.
mhm.
Like everything was great until it wasn't. And I hope that my mind is more in tune to pick up on situations should I ever find myself in a situation like that. So, like there is value in it. It can be considered self-help and it shouldn't be written off just because it's not a memoir about like, oh, Elizabeth Gilbert or whatever. Like it's I don't shade against Elizabeth Gilbert, but like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like a lot, I
Yeah.
go back and forth with my patrons with that, and
They get
and
up
our
there.
teens today, well, teens in those books today, they are saving the world, literally. So,
Literally.
it's like a life from them. They're thrown into killing games and
Yes.
it's a lot. But teens written today are not how they're written way beforehand. So
No, no Nancy Drew for us. We
no,
doing stuff.
no.
We're what, like boxcar children. We're like animorphs amped up.
Yeah.
So,
Oh my goodness, it's like a little over an hour and 30 minutes now.
well, to make up for like the little breaks, the little
Yeah,
like technical difficulties.
and that happened. It's like I didn't. It's not like I didn't expect it. It happened. It's like it happened.
Yeah.
So this was so much fun. Our first show.
Yay! Do,
I'm
do,
like
do, do, do.
excited about it. Don't forget, you guys, that we're going to be reading the bells, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next month.
I have it because
So
I grab everything. Do,
I have my
do.
copy sitting over there on my shelf, and I'm ready to read it. I've
Me too.
been My coworker has been telling me to read it since it's been out, and I'm saving it for this. So, anything else you want to add or whatnot?
No, this was a lot of fun. And like, I just thank you again for putting out the call to action. And I'm glad I happened to be on Twitter at that very moment. So,
Me too. So, we're going to. I'll probably post on Twitter and the on Instagram. If I'm on Instagram, the date for next month. Hopefully, we'll have a earlier date. And that was like my fault, like on me because of situations at work. But
right,
powers
I
that
hear
be,
you.
hope is getting fixed really really soon. But I will let you know way ahead of time when the date is. But we are going to start reading it next month. So if you want to go ahead and get a head start on it, you're more than welcome to go ahead. And thank you guys so much for joining us again for this show, and we'll see you all next month.
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.